I usually don't put a lot of makeup on my day-to-day basis. Gagawa lang ako ng very minimal makeup. And this is literally the makeup that I always wear when I go to office, when I meet some friends, when I grab some errands outside. So, usually hindi ako naglalagay ng foundation. Nakapag-prep na ako ng skin. But today, I'm gonna put very, very, very little foundation. Very little lang. First, nilalagyan ko ng setting spray. Actually, it's a makeup fixer. Hindi siya pala setting spray. Very little lang. Makeup fixer yung ginagawa ko. Yung last step, ano man tawag dun? Anyways, feeling kasi beauty content creator, hindi naman. Very little lang. And then, I put my foundation. Very little lang. Very little lang. From Fenty Beauty. I've been using this for like 3 years in a row. The best talaga. Like, siya talaga yung makeup na, I would not say very, very high-end, like, Dior, YSL, stuff like that. Napakaganda niya sa skin ko, like, bit na bit. For brown skin girls. So, konting lagay ng ganyan. Pat, pat, pat. It's a long story, but I'm gonna make it very, very short. Very little long. So, it was all because of my mother. I came in Israel, like, back May 2018, and I was, like, almost 18 years old that time. I got petitioned because of my stepdad. My mom remarried to an Israeli man, and that's how I got the citizenship. And then, yeah. To be honest, in the beginning, like, parang nagdadalawang isip ako kung mag-i-stay ba ako dito sa Israel. Kasi nung nag-move ako dito, meron akong jowa sa Pilipinas. I'm not gonna mention his name, but you know who you are. Anyways, I'm not even sure if he's watching this, pero I was in a relationship with this guy. We were never, I would not say, hindi ko alam, pero jowa ko siya, yun yung alam ko. But we never really had like this ligawan part, like the very Filipina way. We never had the, how do you call that? Like, we weren't even like together because nung parang naging kami, nag-move ka agad ako sa Israel. And in the very beginning, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go back to the Philippines. I know for sure because you're here and I love you so much and I can't see my future without you. All these things. We get to this point where LDR is really hard for the both of us. It was hard for me as it was hard for him as well. To make the whole story short, we broke up. And then, that was the only time where I started really appreciating the life here in Israel. Like, my family is here, my mother is here, I got 2 younger brothers, and I realized na, okay, I'm a citizen here, and there's literally tons of opportunities in front of me, and I have to grab all these opportunities, or else, maybe, i-regret ko siya later on. So, yeah. So I went to high school here in Israel. It was tough being the transferee, the foreign transferee, the foreigner in the classroom. The thing is, I was so grateful that my mom put me in an English, like an international school in Israel. She really worked so hard for me to have a good transition here. And that's basically what happened. But still, it was hard in general because, nag-move ka ng 17 years old ka, you really left behind all your life, you're going through a breakup, you're 17 at the peak of your rebellious years of your life. So my mom put me in this English school, and maybe 3 to 5 people were came from different parts of the world. Like, I came from the Philippines, I have a friend who came from China, UK, Germany, and most of my classmates were Arabs. It's a school that most of the students there were Arabs because it's also in an Arab neighborhood in Israel. So it was a little bit hard, to be honest, but I made a lot of good friends. Anyways, after that breakup, I started really enjoying the life here in Israel. I started going out, I started really making a lot more friends. I think maybe same for him, but I don't know. But this is my side, because finally you're in a relationship, you can do whatever whatever you want. No one is tracking you down. No one is telling you no, what to wear and stuff like that. So I was really happy. And finally, you know, not like to the point of finally I'm heartbroken, but finally I gotten out from this type of phase in my life. I am not in a relationship anymore, in a long distance relationship anymore with someone. I can do whatever I want. I can go out and have fun with friends without, you know, telling someone, eh, andito na ako, eh, kasama ko si ganito, ganyan. And it was fun. And I graduated and I made a lot of friends in school. Not a lot, but some of friends at school. Very little long. And it was really, really freeing. Na-meet ko yung husband ko. His name is Noam. Literally 2 weeks, 3 weeks before I enlisted sa army dito sa Israel. And I wasn't really expecting na mag-workout kami kasi, you know, I'm gonna be in the military and another very challenging type of relationship if you're gonna be in the army. But I just knew from the very first date na siya na talaga ang aking gustong makasama. Like in a boyfriend type of sense, not like husband ka agad. Because before I met Noam, I went to a lot of dates with guys here. Not in the pok-pok type of sense, but I'm really getting to know them. You know, because from my experiences, the going on dates, and even my mom knows this because I always tell to my mother that I'm going out with this guy. I send my mom picture and the location where the date is going to happen. And my mom was real supportive. My mom always tells me collect and select. It was a good idea, by the way, for a single person, but my idea was that, okay, one by one, after one date and it didn't work out, and you think that it's not gonna work out at all, then say bye to that person and then go to the next one. That's how I did it. And then finally, after a long process of going onto these dates and single phase, at first it was really fun in the very beginning, pero nakakapagod. Puro na lang, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? What's your hobbies? Nang ilang beses, so napagod na ako. Gusto ko ng genuine, real na hindi lang magtatanong kung anong favorite food ko. Like, ayoko na lang ganun. Like, gusto ko ng totoo na. And then, I met Noam. I met Noam through a dating app. I never knew to myself na it's gonna work out kasi it's a dating app eh. And most of the dates that I had from there didn't really work out. Like, I never had any relationship since my Filipino ex-boyfriend. So I was like, okay, let's just do it. Maybe it's gonna be another failure date, pero let's go for it. And then I met Noam and sinabi ko talaga, the moment na natapos yung date, I really told to myself, he is the one. The one for me. We're married. We have 2 cats. Moved in together. Life is perfect. Very little long with Noam. Of course, not like the perfect, pero you know, this is literally the life that I asked to God long time ago. I really thought to myself na he's the one. And hindi na ako nagpaligoy-ligoy pa. I actually the one who did the first move to my husband. And look at us now. Walang mali na mag-first move ka kasi. Sino mga nagsabi na kapag nag-first move ka, you're less of a woman? Sino nagsabi nun? Sino nagpauso nun? No. Actually, you're such a brave woman for doing that. Even if it doesn't work out and you still did the first move regardless, you're amazing. You're such a brave woman. And a lot of women can't do that anymore because they're shy, very modest. I mean, you can be modest and still do the first move. Ano mawawala sa'yo? Unless you're very, very introvert talaga, I understand that. But come on, if you want love, put some effort. Hindi siya magnanak na lang sa pinto mo and then, voila, you have a boyfriend. No, you need to put an effort. And I put an effort and look, everything was worth it. Okay naman dito sa Israel. Very little lang. Actually, yung pag-enlist ko sa army, yun talaga yung nagbigay sa akin ng head start pa to really get into the culture and to the lifestyle here. Sobrang eye-opener ng pag-enlist ko sa army. Also, by the way, share ko lang. Actually, nung nag-enlist ako sa army, my Filipino passport got revoked. Like, hindi na ako Filipino citizen. Actually, wala na akong Filipino passport. I can't own a property in the Philippines because of, enlisting in Israel, and Israel is military. But I'm trying to process it again. Wala namang masama. At the end of the day, I'm still a Filipino by heart. I was born as Filipino. I was born in the Philippines, and I have the full rights to get my citizenship. Anyways, so ayun na nga, nag-enlist ako dito sa military dito sa Israel. And it was a really tough one, but I really enjoyed it, to be honest. You know, all the training, all the punishments, all the systematic way of life, being in the military, being in the base. It was hectic. It was really not for the weak. Kasi weak din naman ako, like physically weak. Pero I have no choice to be physically strong. Kasi nga, kung hindi, edi babagsak talaga yung katawan mo. Sa army, doon pa arte-arte, ganon. Mga arte din naman, nakaka-survive. Pero kasi talaga, yung army dito, yun talaga yung stepping stone ng mga Israeli to really be matured in life later on. Very little lang. Actually, mahirap yung naging transition din. Wala namang madaling transition. Pero feel ko kasi naging, ano na lang din ako, flexible. Tama ba? Of course, namimiss kong buhay sa Pilipinas. Like, not the 100% living in the Philippines kasi corrupt nga dyan. Lahat naman ng countries corrupted. Pero sa mga nababalitaan ko, like from family members, from friends, and even in media, very terrible talaga situation ng Philippines. Pero I miss the Philippines. I miss the food. I miss the holidays. Kasi yung Christmas dito, kailangan pa namin pumunta ng Europe para ma-enjoy talaga ang Christmas. Like, ang mahal kasi naman masaya papunta ng Pilipinas. So, kung magpumunta ka ng Pilipinas, make sure, tagal-tagalan mo na. Sobrang mahal ng pamasahe. Gusto mo maging worth it ba yung pinambili mo ng ticket. But yeah, I miss the Philippines. I miss the food, especially. Wala dito mga street market, falafel lang, shawarma. Gusto ko yung mga isa, gusto ko yung mga kwek-kwek, gusto ko yung mga balut. Wala dito nun. So, namimiss ko. Actually, may mga friends naman talaga ako sa Pilipinas before I moved in Israel. Pero kasi, because of the distance, na-realize mo kung sino talaga yung for keeps. And they're not a lot. My friends na madami was down to 2 or 3. Parang kalahati pa yung isa ata. Anyways. Ganito lang ako mag-makeup. Very simple lang. I'm almost done. Actually, I didn't put any concealer. Itong powder na to, ito pa yung powder na binigay sa akin ng makeup artist ko nung kasal ko for a retouch, ganun. I'm gonna ask him kung ano tong brand na to kasi napakaganda niya. Pa. I'm almost done. For the lips, I keep it really, really, really simple. First, I put something like this. Anyways, very, very short story lang yung ginawa ko. I think pag nag-boom tong video na to, like, I can see that you guys really want more stories from me. I will post more. So, that was just very, very little lang. Very, very summarized. Very little lang. Kung gusto nyo, more of this type of videos, let me know and show your support lang. You know, getting started. Parang ang daming time. I'm gonna use my gloss. Favorite gloss. Very light siya, so I'm gonna put some brownish stuff. Okay, so magpapalit lang ako ng damit, and then I'm ready to go outside. Let's see the final look.